Hey everybody, it's Heath West, and coming up June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, it's our second Treasure Coast Songwriters Festival presented by Duncan. And one of the great talented BMI songwriters joining us will be Frank Myers, and Frank joins me right now. How you doing, Frank?
Great, Heath. How are you, buddy?
I'm excited because I'm looking forward to meeting you, and you have, we're talking to country songwriting royalty here with Frank. I was just looking, I'm familiar with many of the songs, but I didn't realize Crystal Gale, Eddie Rabbitt, You and I, you wrote that. Bunch of Eddie Raven songs. Man, I grew up loving Eddie Raven. When did you
Oh,
get to Nashville?
81. April of
81.
81, and got the gig with Eddie in July of 81.
It's not supposed to happen that way, is it?
No, I was so blessed and fortunate.
And then the next year was 82 when You and I goes and spends like a month at number one. You're off to the races at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt so easy, because there's so many songwriters that just, they're here forever and they got to do all the local clubs and songwriter things. I never had to do that because I was fortunate enough to get with Eddie Raven, who was a great songwriter, and he just kind of pulled me into the circle. And really, I didn't even come to town as a songwriter. I came to town as a guitar player and a singer. And when I got the gig with him, I taught him, well, my songwriting is about, 4 or 5 songs that I put some music to, someone else's lyrics. And so he listened to them. And he really liked my melody. So we started writing. And we actually, my first cut was a cut by Tanya Tucker called Changes that Eddie and I and Tanya wrote together. And that was like in October of 81. And like I got the gig with Eddie in July. And I met David Malloy, who was Eddie Rabbitt's producer. He produced the Tanya Tucker cut. And he told me, hey, if you got something for Eddie, we're going to be cutting in about 6 months. We'd love to hear it. And so that's how it all happened. Well, it's a whole lot longer story than I'm going to tell at the Songwriters Festival, but I'll save it for that.
Awesome. One more reason for you guys to come out to Pirates Cove Resort in Stuart, June 1st through the 4th for our second Treasure Coast Songwriters Festival presented by Duncan. You moved to Nashville to play guitar, but did you have like songwriting skills that you had been honing over the years, or you say it came natural to you?
No, I just had put some melodies to some other people's lyrics. I hadn't even really thought about, being a songwriter, truthfully. It just kind of happened. So, it was a wonderful, wonderful thing that happened. That shows you that, God's in control, and we make our plans to do this or that, but, his plan is the only one that matters, and that's the one that's going to come through in the end. So, the more we just accept his will and everything, things just work out the way they're supposed to.
Life has turned out okay for Frank Myers.
Can't complain, Heath. And I look forward to meeting you as well and coming down to the Treasure Coast Songwriter Festival. I wanted to come last year, but wasn't able to. And, Mark McCauley and Dan and, Lewis is coming over from Fort Myers. And it's just going to be an awesome time. And I really look forward to meeting new friends. I actually have some relatives that are going to be bopping up from West Palm, I believe, for one of the shows. So I'm looking forward to that. I haven't seen them in years.
That's awesome. TCSongwriters.com, y'all. If you're watching this, you want to go and see where it is, who's playing, when they're playing, all that good stuff at TCSongwriters.com. Treasure Coast Songwriters Festival, June 1st through the 4th. Frank is like I mentioned, he's songwriting royalty. When we talk about I'm just going to throw 2 songs right now. I'm already there, and I swear. All right. This guy is the guy behind those songs. And can I ask you real quick? I know you'll tell some stories when you're in Stuart, but I swear when you walk away from that and you're like, all right, okay, this is going to be good, or this is going to be amazing. What's your thought when you guys are done putting pen to paper?
Well, when we wrote the song, I thought it was a really good song. That was my thoughts.
That's it.
I didn't think it was like we were like breaking any tremendous ground with anything or whatever, but I knew I really liked the song, and I thought it could be a hit song, but never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that it would do what it's done and still doing.
Did that song, you ever look at it and go, I don't know, are we done with it, or should we redo something on here? Or were you just like, no, that's good?
It's funny, Gary lives 3 hours from me down in Muscle Shoals, and so it's a 3 hour drive. And I was getting ready to go down there to write with him one day, and he calls me up and he says, "Frank, I got a song title for you to think about on the drive down." He said, "I don't have anything on, it's just a title. It's called I Swear. Like, I swear I'll love you forever. I swear I'll always be there." That kind of thing. So on the drive down there, I actually had a little micro set recorder in my car that I kept, and I wrote the chorus as is today, driving down to his house on that micro cassette player. And we were writing God Rest His Soul with Robert Byrne that day. I don't know if you know who Robert Byrne is or not.
Absolutely.
Great songwriter, great person. And we actually went over to his house and we just wrote for a couple hours. We wrote a song. He barbecued some chicken. We ate it. And then I had left my car at Fame Studios over in Muscle Shoals. So on the drive back over there, I said, "Gary, I wrote a chorus to that idea you gave me this morning. I'll play it for you when we get back to Fame." And so we went up to another great songwriter's office, Walt Aldridge,
Oh, yeah.
that day in Fame, and sat there and I played him the song and we wrote the rest of the song, and that was it.
Wow.
But I will tell you that it took 2 demos and everybody in town passed on I Swear for like 5-6 years. And I personally pitched it to John Michael 3 times before he cut it.
Before he finally said yes.
Probably just get me off his back,
Well, you're talking about Walt and Gary, and I mean, I love the Shooters. I have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love the Shooters. Yeah, tell
Gary,
it to your teddy bear, and they only come out at night. Good stuff.
Gary was in the Shooters when I met him.
Wow.
And so his publisher, Mike Hollinsworth, who was running Fame up in Nashville at the time, introduced us, and we hit it off right away. Gary's such a great guy, and I was playing guitar for Eddie, so we started writing some songs for Eddie and songs for the Shooters. So, we actually did get a cut or two with Eddie and a cut or two on the Shooters record as well.
If I Ever Go Crazy, that's my favorite Shooters song. You didn't co-write that one, did you?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I might have to kiss your feet on that one. That's awesome.
That's a Walt Aldridge song. I don't know if Gary was in on that one or not, but Walt's such a great guy and a great songwriter. And we had so much fun. I mean, they would open once in a while for Eddie, and we'd go hang out at a club afterwards, and the band, would get us all up and we'd play. And I remember one night we were in some club. I don't remember where it was, but I had a few beers and I said, "I'm gonna get up and play drums." So I got to play drums with those guys. It was so much fun.
Well, I cannot wait to hear the music, man. It's going to be so much fun. Don't forget, y'all, we'll let Frank go now, but June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, he's coming back into our neck of the woods for the 2nd Treasure Coast Songwriters Festival. It's presented by Duncan, tcsongwriters.com. He's got that guitar right there. Give us a little taste of what we got.
I'm just going to say this to the listeners. I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there. And I hope you are too. Treasure Coast Songwriters Festival. Be there. It's going to be great fun.